Hi YouTube, hope everyone's doing wonderful, and I am the Sunlight, yes, Sunlight Queen, and I want to make this video very special, as are all my videos, but I want to talk about and go deep on the topic of romantic relationships and the questions that you should be asking your significant other if you're trying to be in a serious relationship, aka being boyfriend girlfriend, aka later being marriage and having kids. So this is for the person that is a lover girl or lover boy. You are dating somebody right now and you need to pop the questions, because guess what? The truth of the matter is, none of us know when we're going to die. We all are going to die at some point. None of us are going to make it out alive. The most biggest asset in your life is time, okay? And time is the most valuable asset. Since time is the most valuable asset, that means that you need to spend it wisely, okay? That means you need to, cough up those questions earlier and sooner rather than later. I literally said to someone today, I was like, time is the only asset that you cannot get back. Therefore, it's your most important asset, okay? So keep that in mind. So I just want to jump right into it. So the first thing that I think that you should ask somebody, and this has worked for me too. Number one, this is not in any particular order, by the way. I'm just going to name them off as as if like I were in a relationship, like kind of what I would do. So the number one question you should ask, you should be like, okay, like, what is your number one goal in life? Okay. This is really important because this is the direction that this person is going to take you alongside you. Okay. You need to know what their number one goal in life is. Is it to get out of debt? Is it to build a business? Is it just marriage? Is it all of it? You need to be on board and coincide with each other's goals. Okay. You need to be going in the same direction, okay? You guys can work together, but you need to go in the same direction with your goal setting. And you guys need to be able to compromise in the right way as well, like with certain things as well. Number two, what are your view on marriage and kids? Okay, you need to be asking your significant other this. You need to be saying, hey, do you want to have kids? How many do you want to have? You don't really need to say how many because that's up to God's will, but are you open to having kids? Is that really important to you? Do you care whether you do or not? That's really important. There's so many couples that stay together for years and they end up fighting about that 5-6 years in. It's like, dude, you literally just wasted so much time. You could have asked this within the first day or the first week. You know what I'm saying? Or people hang on and think that they can change the other person's mind. The truth is, you're not going to change the other person's mind. You need to take people at their word. Sorry, I had something in my teeth the whole time. My bad. I had air one. If someone says they don't want to have kids, don't spend years trying to convince them. Don't even spend a second trying to convince them. Accept it, okay? The number one thing that you need to do is accept all the answers that someone gives you. Oh my gosh, I thought two homeless people were about to fight. Oh, never mind, we're good, sorry. The third question you need to ask yourself, you need to ask your significant other is this. What is your source of income? Okay, you need to know how much money they're making monthly. I don't care how personal this is. I don't care if this, rubs you guys the wrong way. You need to know what you're marrying into, hence what you're dating into. Okay, you need to know literally where you're going, who you're with. Like, you need to know. Now, that other person has every right to ask you the same thing, okay? So these questions go both ways. It's not just the girl asking the guy or the guy asking the girl. This goes both ways, okay? So you need to know what their source of income is, what their job is, basically just everything about income, like your financial expectations, like how much money you guys want to build together, whether you guys want to become billionaires together or millionaires. You guys need to really talk this up because finances is like so important in life. Like literally everyone needs money to live and survive. So, you need to know what you're getting into. And yes, I am all for checking bank accounts and all that. Now, the fourth question you need to ask, look, I don't care if I'm being called toxic with this, especially if you guys are married, it's very important, I think, for a trust thing, but also since social media. Okay, let me throw this statistic right here before I give my fourth point. 98% of marriages and relationships in general fail because of one thing. Guess what it is? Social media. Okay, why do you think that is? It's never been easier than before to cheat. That's number one. Number two, there's so much I don't like to say the word temptation, because I believe if you're truly in love with somebody, you're only going to be fully captivated and truly only want to look at them and truly only get sexually turned on and mentally and emotionally turned on by them. But I would just say there's a lot of distractions on social media, and there's a lot of brainwashing that goes on, okay? I don't call it a temptation, because it's like, if you're tempted to look, then you just don't love the person, you're not that into the person. He's just not that into you. She's just not that into you, okay? Newsflash. Because like every person that I've been with, they've literally been in love and obsessed with me mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, sexually, and verbally. And same with me to them. Like, I was never tempted to even look in another direction with another person. You know, like, that was never a temptation of mine. But what can be a temptation for me is I get brainwashed by social media, and the social media can make you think that you have lower standards than you should have, or higher standards, or whatever, and then it can start to morph your mindset, and then maybe it could make you break up or start to, you know, create arguments with your significant other. So that's what I mean by brainwashing, just to go a little deeper. So I would say because of that, and also just because of, like, you just never know what someone's up to unless you literally see the facts. This leads up to my fourth point. You need to know each other's passwords to your phones, okay? You need to know the passwords and the lock codes to the laptops, okay? I don't care what you guys think about that. That's what I think. I think it's healthy. I don't think you need to do it up front, like, oh, what's your password within the first week? But definitely before marriage, you need to know who you're marrying, who you're signing that prenup with, who you're literally signing your life with. Notice I'm not saying signing your life over to, I'm saying signing your life with. Because now this person becomes your partner, your life partner. You need to know everything about them. No secrets at all. Okay? I would even say my fifth point is you need to literally ask, like, sorry, there was someone who was just like trying to talk to me through my car. My bad, it was a homeless person. Okay. My fifth point is you need to be asking, I think this is the most important one as well. You need to be asking, I would actually put this as number one. Do you believe in God? That's the question you should be asking. What is your spiritual background? That's a better, more sophisticated way to ask. I usually ask that. What's your spiritual background? You know, how's your relationship with God? Did you grow up Christian? Did you grow up Buddhist? Like, you know, what religion is your family? What beliefs do you have? Where do your values come from? You need to know their spiritual standpoint. You need to know how they view the world. You guys got to view the world very similar, okay? If not, you're going to clash a lot. I would even say a sixth one is, you know, what do you expect from me in the relationship? You know, what's your expectations? Do you expect me to cook a few times a week? Do you expect us to eat out all the time? Are you going to pay for everything? You know, like, do you expect me to, like, what's the gender roles here? Like, what are your expectations? And just to elaborate on that sixth one real quick, you know, for example, just, you know, ask your person, be like, you know, what do you expect our day-to-day schedule to look like? You know, like, am I a stay-at-home mom? Are you stay-at-home dad? You know, like, talk it out. These answers are not going to be black and white. Like, there's going to be a lot of I don't know. You know, that's why it's called a relationship. You got to figure it out together, okay? It's a relationship. It's not you being single. It's a relationship, okay? Relationship takes two to tango. I would even say this one I'm about to say is really important. It's probably maybe the second one you should ask besides the God question. So the God question is number one, if I had to number it. Number two is this one, okay? But this is literally the seventh one just in my random lineup. Why do you want to be with me? This one's really important because I'm telling you what, most people that jump into relationships, it's out of boredom, it's out of loneliness, it's out of just wanting a high. Maybe they're already an addict or they have an addictive personality, so they just want a love high. Because love, when you're in love with somebody, or infatuation or in lust, all of it triggers dopamine and serotonin and endorphins in your brain. That's the same chemicals that are triggered when a drug addict takes drugs, okay? That's why Kesha says, your love is my drug. Hey, you know, like, it literally, love is a drug. Like, let's just admit it, love is obsessive. Love is obsession, okay? Like, now I'm not saying if you're obsessed with somebody, you love them. I'm saying love is an obsession, okay? There's a difference. I think that being obsessed with somebody is a part of being and falling in love with somebody, okay? That's completely normal. I don't think it's toxic or unhealthy. Now, I do think you need to have self-control with certain things, like self-control. Like, I've been checked, like, by my ex, for example, like, I needed to have more self-control with my thoughts, like having OCD thoughts, like having thoughts of insecurity, anxious thoughts, you know, that could be a demon trying to torment you in your relationship. Like, you know, things like that. I mean, obviously, like, you know, you'll need emotional healing with, like, if you're doing that, or those types of behaviors. Like, obviously, no relationship is perfect. Like, no one's perfect at all. And I'm just going to tell you a couple more nuggets on what I learned recently of very highly anointed spiritual people that poured into my life recently. And they gave me a couple nuggets, so I just want to give it to you. So number one, I was literally I was at the store today, and this guy goes, this man who was helping me, he was a receptionist. He goes, when I look back at it, because I was asking him about love and like his love life and all that, and he goes, when I look back at it, I never was in love with somebody. I was always infatuated. He's like, and it took me years and time again of getting hurt to realize that. And I was like, wow, that's deep. And he's like in his 50s, you know? Like, that takes a lot of courage to say that and to admit that, a lot of humility, in my opinion. And he was just like, yeah, I thought I was in love, you know, but it takes two people giving the same amount of effort to be in love. That hit me. It really hit me, because then it made me rethink about my life and my relationships. And I was like, wow, did I give the same amount of effort to each person? Did they match my effort? Did I match theirs? You know, it makes you think. Like I said, it takes two to tango. And then also, you know, someone else said to me in the past couple of days, they were talking about someone else, right? They're saying, oh, so-and-so, you know, that I know, you know, they want love, but they're not ready or prepared for love right now. They're too immature. I'm sitting here thinking, isn't that all of us? You know? And then that person stopped and thought for a second, was like I could tell that stunned this person, you know, that I was saying this to. And I just want to say, you know, it's interesting, because I think we could all say that. All of us could say, you know what, I'm going to give up, throw the towel in, and say, it's too hard. It's too hard to be in a relationship. Guess what? Every relationship is hard. Okay? No relationship is easy. Whether you're Christian or not. Okay? Whether you're baptized or not. Whether you're atheist or not. Whether you're, I don't care, rich or poor. It does not matter. Relationships are not meant to be easy. But they are supposed to be a healthy additive to your life if you're supposed to be married and with a significant other according to God's will specifically for you. Some people, the Bible is very clear about this, are supposed to be like Paul and be single. A good indicator that you're supposed to be single is if you function better when you're single. Your mental health is better, your physical health, you have a glow about you, you know, that you don't have in a relationship, for example. Your money's up, your social skills are up, you know, like you're just all around better, and you feel better, you feel more at peace. Now, if you're supposed to be in a relationship, you have more of a longing, more of a void in your heart and your soul for a relationship that's healthy, of course. But when you find your person, it just clicks, it matches, it just meshes together. It's like two hands holding, and it's like they never were alone. You know, it's like, oh, like I found my other half, you know, I found my soulmate, which the definition of a soulmate to me is someone who matches your soul in every area of life that you need. Not that you want, but that you need. Your soulmate's going to make you a better person. Your soulmate's going to make you feel at peace, at home. Your soulmate's going to make you glow. Your soulmate's going to make you, you know, financially prosper. You're going to prosper together, build together. You know, these are good indicators that you're supposed to have a soulmate and supposed to get married and have a significant other and possibly children. So just really be in tune with your gut feeling. Really be in tune about your intuition. This is a really important video. I mean, relationships are going on 24/7. I mean, that's how you're here. That's how you were born and put on this earth, by a relationship, by a reproductive relationship. Okay, wink, wink. They had sex. So really be careful and choosy who your partner is. And if your partner cannot take or is emotionally stable enough or even coherent or open enough to even answer these questions, to even sit down with you and talk with you, cut that person off. Because guess what? This is your life at stake. This is your time at stake. Do you want to waste your time and that person's time? No. Ask these questions. Follow this advice, please. Ask even more questions, even more deeper questions if you want to. Whatever satisfies your soul, whatever, it's your relationship. At the end of the day, it's your relationship. You know, you got to do what's best for you, to each their own. Okay? These are the questions that I ask And this is a way that you can vet out somebody quickly so that you're not dating someone for months and then being heartbroken, or let alone years. You'd be surprised if you look around. If you really pay attention, so many people date people for years and they don't even ask these questions that I just said in this video. I literally saved you years of time. Some of you. Like, it's absolutely insane. I get this out within the first day. I don't have time to waste. You know, my sister passed away 6 months ago. I realized how time is so fragile and how our lives are so swift. Like, the Bible says life is but a breath. Life is but a vapor. Are you kidding me? Am I going to waste it? No, I'm not going to waste a breath. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm going to make every breath count. Every word count. Every question count. Yes, you better believe I'm going to wake up and be asking those questions if I have a new love interest. I don't care how much I love you, how much I feel for you. Like, I'm going to be asking these questions because this is my life. You know, this is my life that we're talking about. This is your life too. And I'm trying to save the other person. I don't want to waste my time just as much as I don't want to waste someone else's time. You know, it takes two. So anyways, and make sure, and I just want to end with this, make sure that that person's matching your effort. Make sure that, you know, if someone's cooking, make sure the other person's doing the dishes, okay? If someone's providing financially, you know, make sure you're being there so much more emotionally, like, be emotional attentive. Like, when the person gets done working, hey, how was your day at work? Hey, like, how's it going? You know, like, just make sure you match your partner, because people sense that and people remember how you feel. Not exactly what you say, but people remember the feeling that you gave them, okay? Especially in memories. That's how memories are built. Memories are felt. They're not often fully remembered, but they're felt, okay? Keep that in mind. Memories are felt, not always remembered, okay? And I also want to say this. I just want to open up a little bit, and actually now I'm going to end after this note. So the last relationship I was in, I'm still healing from it. I'm probably honestly going to cry after this video, just because I have to get some feelings out, because I was reminded of this person today with a couple things that went on today, and a couple things that people said and spoke into my life today, which I'm very grateful for. It was divine wisdom from God, but it really struck some strings in me and my heart, and I need to cry it out, you know, like, little thug it out, you know. But anyways, it's what I got to do to cleanse my vessel. We're all vessels of the Holy Spirit, hopefully. You know, you're vessels of something. And so I always want to make sure that my vessel's clean and pure as possible. And I want to continue to be the joyful, forgiving, loving person and compassionate person that I am. So in other words, I need to take time for myself to emotionally regulate, self-regulate, and just get my emotions and feelings out in my alone time. And for me, it's crying for a couple hours, and then I take a nap, and then I'm good, you know. So to each their own. Do whatever cleans your vessel, you got to do it. Sometimes it's dancing in the mirror for me. Sometimes it's eating. Sometimes it's talking, you know. Literally talking is therapy as well. Talking to my mom, you know, like, there's the gym, like, so there's so many ways to clean your vessel. So figure out also how to clean your vessel so that you can stay at a high emotional state in your relationship and even in your singleness. Just a little tip for you. But yeah, this is what I want to end with. So like, my last relationship, and this is very vulnerable for me to say, but I know this is going to help somebody, so this is the purpose of me sharing it, just like I share everything. But I feel like, but I know for a fact that this person that I dated, I don't think he was he's very emotionally strong, but he wasn't emotionally ready for an emotionally mature person. I'm an emotionally mature person, I'd like to consider. And I'm very advanced in my healing. I'm very advanced in my communication skills. And this person was not able to communicate effectively at the times that I needed, at the times that my soul craved. And it's not like it was 24/7 that I needed it, but it's like, you know, the times that were important, I needed it. And this person was so traumatized with his own trauma, his own family trauma, his own parental trauma, his own stuff, that he couldn't even give me a simple answer when I asked him a question during a rough conversation. And I'm not blaming him, but it's important to notice and just really pinpoint, you know, again, to that number 2 important question: why are you with me, you know? And I feel like now that I keep pondering about it, I do think that he loved me, but there's a but to this, okay? I think that when times got really tough, he didn't want to fight as much as I did. And I feel like The reason why I'm such a fighter is because I've given up on so many relationships, and this relationship I was finally like, you know what, I'm going to stick it out no matter what. And him and I agreed on that verbally when we were both sober-minded without fighting, when we were on good terms. And it turns out that I was actually more serious about staying than he was. And I said, okay, if it's going to end because of this fight, then if you walk out, it's fully done. Like, I'm actually done. I'm going to let go of you. And that's what I did. And it just hurt because the fact that, and I know I also said get the F out and stuff towards the end, but it's like, if he really wanted to say, he would have, you know, even though I'm saying get out. But I only said get out because he tried to leave like 3 different times, you know. So there comes a point, right, where that was my point where I just emotionally checked out. I was like, okay, if you're going to leave a 4th time, then get the F out, you know, like, might as well. And he did. And it just sucks because what we fought over was so minuscule, I feel like, and it could have been revamped. It could have been rekindled with some patience, but I feel like his patience just ran out. He's a person that harbors things. I'm a very vocal person. I need to talk about a problem if it arises, but he's so used to shoving down problems. He's done that since he was a child due to abuse he's been through, and I've been through abuse too, but it's like, you know, when are you going to heal? You know, when are you going to communicate effectively? And I just feel like he wasn't strong enough to communicate at the times that was needed for our relationship to remain and flourish and grow. And so communication style is really important. I would actually say that's the 8th one. Number 8, this is my final one. Ask your partner. Oh, no. 8th is, what is your communication style? You need to know if they need hourly communication, if it's like, if you want to talk like every couple days, whether they're a texter, voice texter, phone call. You need to know how often you're going to see each other, expectation on that, you know, all that's with communication. You need to know when there's a problem, are you going to talk about it right now? Or are you going to go take a break for an hour or 2 and then come back to it? You need to know what their communication style is, whether they're an avoidant or whether their attachment style is an anxious attachment or avoidant attachment. That's the 9th one. What's your attachment style? So communication, and then what's your attachment style? Avoidant or anxious, or are they having a dysregulated attachment style, which is a mixture, which I actually have, or do they have a healthy attachment style? Okay, so obviously the goal is to have a healthy one. And then number 10 is, am I your soulmate? Which means, am I all that you've ever dreamed and wanted? That's important. You know, I've had somebody, like my ex, like he said that he's prayed for. I am what he's prayed for and more. Like I've basically, God gave him above his expectations for a woman. And then he ended up saying he doesn't know if I'm his soulmate because, you know, we were fighting and we were doing this and that. And there's some stuff that I'm clearly not saying, but you know, people will change their mind. You need to really see if this person is stable enough to follow through and like they mean what they say. Like, are they impeccable with their word? Like, you need to figure out if this person's just giving emotional answers or if they're giving logical answers. But also you need to figure out, like, time will tell. Like, people will lie to you though for a long time. Like, there's really good con artists out there. There's really good actors out there. You just really got to wait it out. I mean, there's really no formula. There's no formula for anything in this world. There's no sex formula. There's no dating formula. There's no food formula. There's no happiness formula. It's whatever fulfills you, you know, and God knows that. God knows your heart. He knows the intentions of each and every heart that's on this planet. And so, last but not least, surrender your relationship to God. Like, ask God, because I'm telling you, the moment I prayed, I said, God, make it divinely clear. Make it so crystal clear to where I can't miss it. If this guy's the one for me, bam, the next day he left. Okay. Man's rejection is God's protection. I'm going to say it again. Man's rejection is God's protection, okay? So if it doesn't work out after you ask these questions and after you pray, God, is this person my soulmate? After you ask all these questions, or even if they give you I don't knows, pray this, okay? At the very end, after you ask, say, God, make it crystal clear if this person's the one. You could even pray it after you start asking these series of questions, okay? To vet this person out. I'm telling you, you're going to get a divine answer You're not going to be wasting no couple weeks, no few months. Okay? If you ask these questions and if you say, God, make it crystal clear if this person's the one for me, I guarantee you, and say, God, do it ASAP, right now, today. He's going to do it within the next 24 hours. And you're going to be like, wow, I'm so happy that I figured it out now rather than later. Because I'm telling you, every single person that I've met, that I dated, they were not the one for me. You know why? Because I asked God each and every time. It's been a no so far. So whether I'm going to have my soulmate in 5 years from now, whether it's going to be in a year, or whether I'm supposed to be single most of my life or the rest of my life, I'm fine with that. Like, whatever God has for me, I surrender to it. But you have to surrender. You have to surrender your relationship and that person to God in order for that prayer to work. You have to be in full surrender and actually mean what you say and be impeccable with your prayer. Just like how you want someone impeccable with their word towards you, you need to be impeccable towards your word with God, okay? Yeah, I would say, and I'm gonna, sorry, I know I keep going. I want to end with this. The fact that I tried so hard in my last relationship, I'm going back to this again. The fact that I tried my hardest that I've ever tried in this relationship, I'm proud of myself, even though it didn't work out, but I'm so proud of myself because you know what? Even when my body rejected him, even when my soul rejected him, even though my hair was falling out because I was so stressed, I still decided I'm going to stay here. I was stubborn. I'm determined to make this work, only if you are. He chose not to. He couldn't take it. You know, he thought I was too much. And I said, okay, go find Liz. Period. You know? So, like, what am I going to say to that? Like, beg you? No, I'm not going to beg. I'm a queen. I'm a princess. Like, you know, like, God made me so beautiful. He fearfully and wonderfully made me. Scripture says in Proverbs about women, about us women. So, I'm never going to beg a man. The sperm swims to the egg. The egg does not swim to the sperm, right? So my point is, I let him go. And I'm so happy I did because I felt such relief and peace enter my body. And my glow on my face and my skin came back like literally the day of. Like when I went out, even though I was so sleep deprived because the whole few months that we were together, like, well, a couple months, it was only a couple months. Like, but we were together every day, though, 24/7. Like, my glow was like dimmed, and I feel like because he wasn't my soulmate, you know. And it's tough. I mean, do I miss him? Yeah. If I saw him, would I talk to him? Absolutely. But it's like in order to protect myself, and honestly, this is also that relationship is the main reason for me making this video, to encourage you guys. Like, I am always, you know me, I'm always trying to alchemize my pain into my purpose, which is making this video. And I solely believe that everything happens for a reason. You have every conversation, meet every person, have every relationship for a reason. Everything is on divine timing. Nothing is by accident or on accident. And I live by that, and I stand by that, and I believe that. And the crazy thing is, I'm so happy that even though I couldn't, even though all odds were against us, even his family didn't like me, it's a long story. All odds were against us. His best friend didn't like me for no reason. It was just literally just demons through them, like trying to torment me. When all odds were against us, I still tried, and I said, I still want this relationship. I still want it. And what hurts the most is, even though all odds were against us and my body was rejecting him, I still wanted to stay put because I've never done that before. I've never actually fought for a relationship until then. And I proved to myself that I can do it when all odds are against me, when my own trauma is against me, when my own triggers are against me, when his own family is against me, you know? And that makes me confident because I know for a fact whenever my soulmate comes, or even if it was him or whatever, I know that I can do it. But the fact that he didn't reciprocate that, he said he was madly in love with me, and he switched from, oh yeah, I love you, I'm in love with you, to I have love for you, blah, blah, blah. Like, because of the fighting and all that, he got turned off, whatever. I got turned off too by a lot of things, but it didn't stop my love for him. But if he truly didn't love me, whether he did or not, right? Well, whether he didn't, whether it was infatuation, whether it was because of my beauty outwardly, whether it was because of all of it, which I don't think it was just beauty, because he did a lot for me. He sacrificed a lot for me. Regardless, I tried my best, and if he wanted to give up, that's on him. I tried my best. I didn't give up, and he did. So if he gave up on me, that's the most hurtful part, because that's the only time that I actually tried, you know? So, of course I would love my soulmate and my lover whenever I push him away or whenever we have a fight, to fight for me. Especially if you're a man, you need to fight for your woman, you know, fight for your princess. But, you know, and we would role play prince and princess and all that, and I love that. But it's, I did my best. And I'm still hurting. I'm still healing from this relationship. You can see it in the video. But I just want to be my raw self with you guys on this YouTube channel. And like I said, I'm probably going to have a good cry after this. And I'm so excited because I'm going to get some ice cream and then literally go back to my place and just cry it out, you know. But I just want to say, if you're hurting and you're still choosing to be kind and uplifting like I am, like, high five. You're doing a great job in life, you know. Love people, forgive yourself, forgive others. I forgive my ex for not being strong enough to handle me. I forgive him for giving up. You know, he's on his own path. God bless him. I wish him the best in his family. I'm on my own path. And if he didn't hurt me this much, I wouldn't be making this video and alchemizing my pain into purpose and into God's glory and helping you guys watching this. So, my whole life motto is I try until I can't. I try until the feelings are gone. I try until the feeling to do it disappears. Okay? I will always try. I'm a go-getter. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler in the spirit. I'm a hustler financially. I'm a hustler in this world. And hustlers don't stop. So I'm always going to hustle myself. I'm always going to try until I can't. Try until you lose feelings. This goes for a relationship. This goes for a goal. This goes for anything in life, a friendship, you know. And I tried until I couldn't with this person. And I guess maybe this person tried until he couldn't too, you know. And it doesn't mean that someone's a bad person if they're not your soulmate. It just means that you weren't each other's soulmate, and that's okay. It doesn't mean they didn't have good qualities. It doesn't mean that you weren't in love, because you definitely can fall in love with the wrong people. But also, I don't think anything's by accident. I don't think anyone falls in love by accident. They fall in love on purpose, for a purpose, to learn something if they're not each other's soulmate. Everything's a learning experience, you know? Like, nothing goes to waste. God doesn't use any ounce of pain for vain, okay? God doesn't use any ounce of pain for vain, okay? So, I love you guys so much. I know this is a long one, but it was an intimate video. This is a very intimate, very dear video to my heart. I think this was one of the hardest videos that I've ever made. I know I started off really strong, but it got a little emotional. And I'm clearly holding back my emotions a lot just because I'm trying to have self-control. But just know that you're not the only one that is hopeful for love. You're not the only one that's lonely or trying in a relationship. There's other people just like you, like me, that, you know, it's interesting. I saw this quote the other day, and I'll actually end with this, okay? You can see it'll end in a minute or two if you look at the little timestamps on the video. I saw this quote the other day, and it said, so cute. It said, you know, humans are invincible. Humans are amazing because no matter how much we get hurt, no matter how much people pain us, we're still always down to fall in love again. No matter how many loves or divorces or marriages or whatever we go through, we're still always excited to fall in love again. And that just proves the resilient heart of being a human. That's all of us. That's inside of all of us. It's not one of us. It's not a few. It's not just the chosen ones. It's all of us. So, but I would say the chosen ones are the most, we recover quicker. Chosen ones spiritually recover quicker. And there's one in each family, I believe. But everybody is always down to fall in love, no matter how much they have been hurt. So anyways, God bless you. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for taking the time. It's an honor to be able to teach you guys, help you guys, and share my own story. It's an honor to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is our superpower in the spirit. You know, I had a spiritual mom tell me that, and I've always held that truth dear to my heart. But I love you so much. I love you guys so much. And even though there's like 201 of you, 201 souls, and yes, but my phone died, so now I'm charging it, and I'm in my parking garage. But yeah, I wanted to end with this. I know I've said like a lot of times I was going to end it, but I eventually, like, once I get a larger following, I want to actually have speaking events. And so I would like to, you know, speak on a little pulpit or like a stage, and you know, and have you guys in the audience. I would love to do that when the time comes, instead of just on video. I've actually had dreams about it, and I know that it'll come true in the near future, whether it's this year, next year, or whenever God wants it to. But just know that I definitely would love to meet you guys in person. I'm building my audience. I'm building my brand on here of just being my authentic self, and letting the Holy Spirit lead at all times as much as possible, and but also being real and just me, you know, and not holding back. So yeah, but I might be controlling my tears, but I'm not holding back. Okay, there's a difference. But I'm always going to be honest, and if you guys have any questions in the comments, feel free to ask. Let me know how I can pray for you, because sometimes I like to go through my comments and, you know, like pray for you guys. So put in the comments like your prayer request, if you have a relationship right now, or if you're in a talking stage with somebody, or if you're just, you know, wanting to be prayed over in your singleness. I definitely will do that. But I love you guys so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and shalom. Bye.